Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel, we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their daily chart. It's important to know these areas before you buy any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. And also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options trading, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with this channel and support and resistance areas. Now, just to let you know, I'm not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use it to start an account and you'll get 2 free stocks. I also provided a link for Robinhood. You could use that to start an account. You'll get 1 free stock. And just to let you know, I will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, so let's get into the market today. Today is October 25th, 2021. It is Monday, the start of a new week. You could see we started off on a very good note today. The S&P 500 is up a little over 0.5%. The Dow is up 0.22% and the NASDAQ is up just under 1% at 0.99%. So let's hopefully we can continue this momentum for the rest of the week, and everybody has a hopefully everybody has a very good week today and a very good trading week. So let's get into the stock I wanted to take a look at today. Today I'm going to be covering Skillz. I've done one other video on this one before. I will provide a link in the upper right hand corner if you want to go back and check that video out to see how I got to where my chart is today. You should be seeing that link right now, and you could go back and watch that if you want to. But anyways, right now, Skillz is currently trading at $11.14 at the time of this recording. It's up $1.02 today, which is the equivalent of 10.08% today. So a very good day for Skillz today. On the week, this stock is up 25.85%. So this stock is doing very well this past week. In the past month, even after having a very good day and week, it's still down a little under 1% in the past month. So, you know, that just goes to show you how far this stock is down in this past month. In the past 3 months, it's still down 26.19%. So that should show you right there that this stock has been beat up recently. In the past year, the stock is down 10.61%. So, you know, it's still down in the past year, and in the past 3 months down a lot. So for just a quick overview of what Skillz actually does, they engage in developing mobile gaming platforms that connect players in fair, fun, and meaningful competition. It helps developers build multi-million-dollar franchises by enabling social competition in their games. The company was founded in 2012 and its headquarters is in San Francisco, California. They do have 277 employees. So taking a look at their chart here, you could see that they were a SPAC and they did have a base of $10, which all SPACs do. Okay, so that's where the chart comes from, and this stock did have a huge run up, as you could see here by looking at the chart. They had a 52-week high of $46.30, and zooming in here, they hit that on February 5th of earlier this year, and that was right before the correction in the NASDAQ, where just about every growth stock and SPAC pretty much just topped out earlier this year in February, right before we had that correction from February, mid-February to about May. That's how long that correction lasted, and that's when all these SPACs and growth stocks, pretty much all their charts looked like this. They topped out, they had this big, rundown in stock price. They bottomed out, had a little bit of a bounce, and then, they found their base here, and they've just been consolidating ever since May here. Okay, so let's get into this chart here, and we'll go over the support and resistance lines. I have a line up here all the way at the top around $43.68. That is where, the stock needs to get back to and close the day above there. Okay, we've never been able to close above that point. We did open a day above there, as you can see, but we've never been able to close above there. We've been above there intraday. Like I said, we hit that 52-week high of 46.30. But, we're not able to close above there. So once we are able to close a day out above there, we will probably move on to see new all-time highs in the future. Okay, but we have a long way to go before we get to that point. So that'll be a long ways from here. Now going down our chart, we did not have any consolidation on the way up. You could see we left behind a huge gap, and there was no consolidation on the way up here until we got to around $23. That's where we saw some resistance on the way up here. So, on the way down, we did not find support there, but when we had that bounce from the way down, we found resistance after that bounce. So you could see when we bounced, we hit that $23 where that was an initial resistance on the way up, and we found resistance there again. So you could see in this area here, we got rejected off that point again, just like we did back here in December of last year. The same price point of $23. So that'll be an area to watch in the future, once we start running this price up again. Okay, so looking at our chart going down, I should have another line here. Let me just add another line because it looks like there should be a little bit of support here. And you could see, we had some support and resistance here around $12.60. And that's actually where we bounced coming down from that all-time high. We did have a bounce off that $23, from the initial top here. And we had a little bit of a bounce here. But when we broke that, we bounced off this $12.60 mark, hit that $23 resistance. And, we had a little bit of support there. So I should have had a line there. I did not. So I apologize for that. Now we did come back to that $10 base here, as you could see. And we flattened out a little bit here. And we rode that $10 base a little bit until we broke it again. And we finally bottomed out around $8 here, as you could see. Watch me zoom in. And you could see when we flattened out at that $10, it looked like we were going to hold that. And I think that's where I left off in my last video, was around this $10 support line, where my trend line was diving down into that support line, and the descending triangle was happening, where the stock was going to have to make a decision where it was either going to have to break that support, or it was going to have to break out of that downtrend where it was making lower highs and lower lows, as you could see, going down into this support at $10 right here. You could see where it was flattening out, like I said, and it was making lower highs right here. Here's a high, lower high right here, another lower high, and another lower high going into this $10 support right here, and lower lows. Here's a lower low, another lower low, and here's another lower low, and here's another lower low going into this $10 support. Okay, so that's called a descending triangle, and that's where the stock is either going to have to make a decision where it comes to a certain point right in here, the point of the triangle, and it was going to have to be by a certain date, which was, I believe, around the 15th of October, I think I said in my last video. And it did make that decision where the stock broke the support of $10, and it continued that downtrend all the way down to $8, as you could see from our chart here. So you could see it did not break to the upside like I thought it would, where it usually does. This decided it broke the support, continued to the downside, and it ultimately found support at $8 where it reversed. And now it's making a move towards the upside again, getting past that $10 support. And now we're back, with some momentum, getting towards our $12.60 resistance. Okay, so we'll take a look at that right now. So let me just zoom in here on our uptrend, and I will switch over to our 1 hour chart so we could get a closer look at the trend we've been on. And it looks pretty nice. You could see that we have been making higher highs and higher lows as we've been making our way upwards, as this is a higher high, higher low, continuing along our green trend line, higher high and a higher low as we continue upward. So we are due for a little bit of a pullback. So if you see a red day tomorrow or the next day, don't be alarmed. As long as we continue to follow this green trend line I have here, let me get it so it touches our candles for you. As long we can have a pullback here, we can go sideways and then have a pullback. As long as we don't make a lower low where the low goes past this low right in here, we still are on an uptrend. So we could go sideways tomorrow and then drop the next day to somewhere right in here to around maybe 1050, 1025 even, and we would still be on an uptrend. Okay, so don't be alarmed if that happens. We would still be following the trend line to the upside. Okay, a lot of people think just because a red day happens, the trend is thrown out. Don't be alarmed, just continue to follow the trend, okay, all the way up to this $12.60 resistance line. That'll be our next thing to look out for. Now let's switch over to our daily chart, and we will add our moving averages to see if we will run into any of those as resistance. And it looks like today we jumped over our 50-day moving average, which is right here in the dark blue. You could see that was acting as resistance, as it pretty much mirrored our trend line that we had that was acting as resistance going down as we were making these lower highs and lower lows into that $10 support line. So that is very good to see. We broke over our 50-day moving average. We have broke over our 21-day moving average here in the light blue a couple days ago, and this 8-day moving average in the white has been carrying us up as momentum here. So this is very good to see. You could see our 200-day moving average way up here at $18.77. So as long as we're able to break through this $12.60 resistance, we might not have any resistance until we get up to $18.77. So this could be a runner, folks. If we get some momentum behind this and we break this resistance here, we could have a lot of room to run until we get to this 200-day moving average. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on this one. That's my update on it. If you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on. And I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time on Chart Stoppers.